Hello, welcome back to the one. My name is Beast, and it's the co-host Wednesday. It's just that the recording isn't on Wednesday, but the release will be. Hello, it's Grisaia.
Hello.
I also don't have alcohol today due to the. I was about. I could say it's due to it's not Wednesday. However, it is 100% because no one wanted to go grocery shopping today, and I couldn't buy alcohol because of that.
Tragic.
Instead, I filled up an extra cup of Great Gamer subs.
Mango flavored.
Yeah, Mango Mania, one of the test flavors that came with the cup.
Hell yeah.
The last test flavor that's left is a pineapple flavor, and I'm not gonna be trying that because I don't like pineapple.
Not a big pineapple guy?
Yeah.
Really?
No, not at all. Listen, I don't want to eat the fruit that digests my fucking tongue. Never forget, the juices of pineapples contain enzymes that essentially just digest meat.
Our stomach lining recovers faster.
Well, yeah, it doesn't help with the in the stomach because it's not as strong as stomach acid, but that's like the source of the prickliness when you eat like a pineapple. That's because the inside of your mouth is being slowly digested. Anyways, when we return to the classroom, Sachi's eating a lunch by herself. Oh, we should probably explain. Eagle's not here because he only would have had time on Wednesday, while Bud had time on literally every day aside from Wednesday, and we had to make priorities.
Yeah, you're stuck with me, guys.
He is the blind man. He is more important. Also, last week was Eagle solo, so it also makes sense that today it's Bud solo. Not solo.
Tragic for the viewer.
Nah, the viewers like it. The fucking John's gonna have a field day with this part.
Jonathan, my beloved.
Anyways, when I return to the classroom, Sachi's eating her lunch by herself. For once,
I was gonna wait and see how long it took you to notice, but you're not screen sharing.
I'm fucking stupid. Sorry. just say it immediately next time, my man.
No. I wanted to see how long it would take you.
Thank God she hasn't actually said anything. She has just done a munch and and that's it. For once, she's actually spread out a proper lunchbox. A rare sight indeed. What I've seen, Sachi almost always goes for light, efficient meals. Lunchbox today, huh?
はい。朝ごはんのおかずが少し余ってしまったので、無駄にならないようにと。
I see. For leftovers lunch, it's a pretty decent spread. At a glance, she's got an omelette with Vienna sausages, mini tomatoes, and broccoli. A colorful and well-balanced assortment. Doesn't exactly have the master housewife impression of an Amane meal, but it's fair to call it a nicely made lunch. You did cook at Michi's request the other day, come to think of it. You're actually something of a chef.
いえ、天音さんの腕前には遠く及びませんし、お手本を見ながらならなんとかというレベルです。
As if to demonstrate, Sachi pulls a cookbook out of her desk and flips it open to a photograph of an omelette. It's strikingly similar to the one in your lunchbox. No need to be modest, making it look exactly like the book is impressive in its own right.
ありがとうございます。
No.
それで、楽器室にある天音さんが使ったフルートをこっそり吹いてしまった疑惑は晴れましたか？
What?
男子学生が先生と1対1で話をするときは、そういう話をしているものなのでは？
Oh boy. What is it with you, Sachi? Your thoughts always run off in these unique directions.
複雑な評価です。
In the first place, why would I be after I'm gonna spit? Once the conversation comes to a pause, Sachi smoothly returns to her lunch, carrying food to her mouth with the regular rhythm of a workman on an assembly line. As I'm watching her oddly mechanical behavior, the principal's words flit across my mind. Hey, Sachi.
はい、なんだろ
First of all, you can chew and swallow what you've got in your mouth before trying to talk.
わかりました。
Certainly.
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 With a small nod, Sachi wholeheartedly devotes her attention to mastication for a few moments.
お待たせしました。それで、風見さんが先ほど言いかけたことは。
Yeah, I was wondering if you have
The
some
Industrial
time.
Revolution and its consequences.
What the fuck? Yeah, I was wondering if you have some sort of regular method of letting out steam, you know, managing your stress.
ストレス発散方法ですか。そういうお話なら、私はあまり参考にならないと思います。
Why not?
私はこの学園にいる間はストレスを感じたことがありませんから。
Stress. Never heard of her.
Stress, I hardly know her.
Exactly.
She's honestly pretty hard. That's honestly pretty hard to swallow. Judging from Sachi's expression, I don't think she's outright lying to me. They do say in America, where they don't really have the concept of stiff shoulders, nobody complains of the symptoms. Maybe it is a similar case.
ですから、そういった質問はみちる様にしてみるのがいいと思いますよ。
Oh no, definitely not. So, what, does Michiru have some daily stress relief method?
そうだと思います。例えば、この前なんかは。サチあ、みちる様、ソファーの影なんかに隠れて何をやっているんですか？
Some tells me she's naked. No, never mind.
No, we're good.
声出さずに私の部屋まで
Mom's the
ついてきて。
word.
What does she want? What does she want with her mom?
No idea. Such an odd phrase to use there.
Yeah.
I'm sure people would have loved it.
ひとまず誰にも気づかれなかったわね。
The fuck's that bowl she just has on her desk? Table, not desk.
Looks like it has a.
Looks like a condiment bottle.
Yeah,
Just
it's a
there.
condiment bottle.
Like she just has mayonnaise in her room permanently at all times.
She must really like mayonnaise.
Not even in the fucking fridge, just out in the room temperature room. Probably spoiled at this point.
いきなり引っ張ってきちゃって悪いわね、サチ。
Sachi just
何も
seems to be
喋ら
happy
ないの？
going along for the ride.
宗教的なやつ？
She's a moron. I mean Michiru, not Sachi, don't worry.
You had to clarify.
Oh yeah, she's a
Yeah.
moron.
Indeed, we've established this.
じゃあ何？ってそっか、声はもう出していいわよ。わかりました。やっぱりね。それで
Seriously?
私に何かご用でしょうか？ああ、うん。手頃な大きさのぬいぐるみを持ってたら私に譲ってほしいのよ。種別の指定がないのでしたらいくつかは持っていますが。さすがサチ。じゃああんたのチョイスで一つ選んできてちょうだい。わかりました。私的にはこのうさぎさんのぬいぐるみがおすすめなのですが。かわいい感じね。それからサインペンとか持ってない？はい、こちらに。ありがと
She has it on her
う。
person.
このぬいぐるみの額にこうゆうじーって書けば完成。なるほど。それを風見さんだと思って抱きしめ、偽りのぬくもりに身を任せるん
She's
です
gonna
ね。
beat the fuck out of it.
She's probably gonna beat the fuck out of it, yeah.
違うわよ。これはそう。サンドバッグなんだから。サン
Sandobag.
ドバッグですか？そうよ。このぬいぐるみを有事に見立てていつでも急所を狙えるように練習しておくの。ストレス発散も兼ねてね。ぬえい。そ そうですか。ということがありました。
Hell's wrong with that bottle, blonde?
よければお揃いのぬいぐるみをお譲りしましょうか。
No, that won't be necessary.
そうですか。
Although it's a little sad to say this myself, dropping a fancy stuffed animal in the middle of that dreary room of mine would be painfully awkward. An idea of having a matching set of anything with each other was somehow even less appealing. Anyway, something came to mind while I was listening to all this. If you really don't relax, what do you do with your free time?
私は基本的に空いた時間というものを作らないようにしています。
In other words, you're like a shark, always moving even when at rest.
いえ、休息するときは普通にベッドで休みますし、口で説明するよりは実際に見てもらった方がわかりやすいと思います。
Well, probably so.
風見さんさえよろしければ今日にでもお見せできますけど。
So, what, you telling me to follow you around from morning to night?
それか授業が終わってから就寝するまでの時間でしょうか。
Won't understand such proposals are problematic in terms of the school rules, but I'm a little hesitant to peep into her private life out of mere curiosity.
私は気にしませんよ。
Read my mind, huh? Alright, how about after class ends tomorrow?
はい、それでは私も明日は体をきれいにしてお待ちしていますね。
What are you preparing for exactly? After school tomorrow, huh? Things have taken a somewhat strange turn, but I can't deny I've gotten slightly curious about Sachi's way of life. Should be an interesting experience, if nothing else. Oh no. A distinctive droning sound strikingly out of place in this quiet coastal town. Yes, I've got a visitor. As expected, when I head out to the school gate, a genuine blonde emerges from the interior of a prancing horse.
Hi, Yuji. 調子はどう?
Shoo! Shoo! Get the fuck away! Or if you're gonna stay here, at least fucking put your tits away! Like seriously, all I see is that she's wearing literally like a fucking negligee and then just threw over a sleeveless shirt that she decided she was too lazy to button up. That's all I see personally. You're muted, bud. Hello? Bud? Damn, I've been left alone.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there we go. Forewarning, please.
I was just going for a second. I didn't even think you would notice.
No, so like, do I have to repeat what I said then?
What did you say?
Well, look, her outfit literally just looks like she's wearing a negligee and a sleeveless shirt over it, except she was too fucking lazy to button up the shirt.
I really like her outfit, though. It's pretty.
It looks like she's out here in fucking underwear made for a specific purpose of hoeing it up.
She looks fine.
Not as bad as 3 minutes ago. Unfortunately, my mood just now took a nosedive.
何よ。
Not bad as of
海外宿会いに来た女に対して最初に言うセリフがそれ?
If I was really dealing with a woman, maybe I'd be a little more careful with my words. But I was taught to be frank and to the point with my superiors.
相変わらず冗談が通じないわね。
It's your fault for putting on that ridiculous marble-mouthed earhead act in the first place.
まあ、あなたがこういう女が苦手だってことは知ってるけどね。
Which makes the way you always pretend to be one downright sadistic. So, what's with the sudden visit? Some urgent business come up?
いいえ。今日は風見雄二の保護者として、ちょっと経過観察にね。
Even more reason for you to come in a normal outfit instead of at the fucking cheap whore outfit.
Going hard on that, ain't you?
Huh?
You're really going hard on that, ain't you?
Like, it literally just looks like she's come out here in nothing but an open, like a buttoned up shirt, like a open buttons shirt, and like a fucking negligee. At best, a fucking, like, what's it called? The thing that they wear around the waist to make the waist seem smaller.
Corset? No, it's not. It's not. I don't know if actually.
Hold on. Hold on. Corset. That's the name. Like, it just looks like she's wearing a buttoned open shirt and then just like a fucking negligee at worst and like a corset and bra fusion thing at best.
It looks fine to me.
Like, I stand by my fucking opinion that she literally looks like what you would see come into your bedroom after calling a certain type of service.
Well, people are entitled to their objectively incorrect opinions.
What, work not keeping you busy these days?
言ってみればこれも仕事のうちよ。
Fine, we'll leave it at that.
それで何か困っていることはない？設備やお金、それからクラスメートの女の子には相談できないようなこととか。
What the hell? What if I tell you I can't control my libido anymore? You're gonna take care of that for me?
そういう気持ちが起こらなくなるくらい仕事を振らせてもらうわ。
Sorry, my bad.
そうそう。お姉さんの質問には最初から真面目に答えておくものよ。
I'll see what I can do.
それで本当のところはどう？
Seriously, I've got exactly no problems worth mentioning. This place is almost comically well equipped and my allowance is more than enough for my everyday needs.
そう。それならよかったわ。
Satisfied now?
まあ、あなたの方から連絡がない限り心配ないとは思っているけどね。
That's right.
じゃあ、それとは別に何か気になっていることはない？
What's anything else supposed to mean?
例えば、近所の犬が行方不明になったとか、クラスメートの中に気になる子がいるとかね。
Why do specifically the neighborhood's dogs gone missing?
Maybe it has.
What did you do to the dog?
That's a great question.
What the dog doing? Well, she's a white woman, so I wonder what.
No. Don't say it.
White women fuck dogs jokes. Everybody,
You're a horrible
sunken that
person.
fucking low. Listen, that's what happens when you talk to people that do make jokes like that. They fucking Morgan's rubbing off on me. Sorry, but what do you care?
難しく考えなくてもいいわよ。本当にただ気になっているってだけでいいから。
After all these years, JB probably knows me better than anyone else alive. I don't think she'd ask me this question for no reason whatsoever. Alright, then let me ask your opinion on something.
言ってみて。
What would you think about someone who's never refused anyone's orders even once, or turned down a request for that matter?
それはそういうプレイのお話？
No, we are not. I'm asking for
Possibly.
your thoughts as my superior on this one.
そうね。
JB slowly brings her hand to her chin. The next instant, her eyes grow sharp and serious. It's a familiar sight. I guess you could call it her business face. When JB switches into work mode, she has a habit of putting that expression on like a suit of armor.
もしそういう人間がいたら、真っ先に訓練の線を疑うわね。
Thought as much. There's more, the person in question doesn't seem to experience any stress in their daily life.
それが本当だとしたら、全くもって羨ましい話ね。
Yeah, that is enviable, yeah.
I wish I did that.
I wish I wouldn't I wish I didn't feel stressed. I'm with you there.
ただ、ストレスは本人の自覚がないところでも蓄積されていくから、本人が気づいていないだけという場合も十分あり得るわ。人が頭をかく仕草一つとってもストレスの一部なんだもの。
You're really gonna say this to me, who constantly has to like reapply his own fucking headset because it's itchy?
I don't need to reapply mine too.
Like, I am very itchy as the day goes on. Like, are you trying to tell me that I'm overstressed? Probably. Exactly. So what happens when that builds up without the person in question even noticing it? As you can see, I'm slightly concerned.
そう。
Without non-committal response is a line of demarcation. JB relaxes her face and lets tension drain out of her body.
保護者の義務としてこの学園のことは簡単に調べさせてもらったけど、やっぱり有事の興味を引くような学生さんがいるみたいね。
Yeah. I get a nagging sense of concern like this. It's almost no, just me overthinking things. I've got good instincts, if nothing else. That was the reason I confirmed my impressions with Chizuru as well. If I'm not wrong about this, then...
でも少し安心したわ。
What is?
有事からそういう質問が出てきたことに対してよ。
I just tried to give you what you wanted to hear.
だとしてもこれまでのあなただったらそんなものはないって即答していたはずよ。
If that was supposed to be your imitation of me, I'd recommend giving up on your dream of becoming a comedian after retirement.
ご忠告ありがとう。でも有事くらいの年頃の男の子だったらおしゃれや女の子に興味があって当然よ。
We're not a
それなの
normal
にあなたが私に聞いてくるのはいつも火薬臭いことばかりなんだもの。
I can't say I've never had an interest in fashion, considering I went out of my way to buy a nice shirt and a goddamn suit vest. And a
I
hat.
prefer more country style fashion. Full brim hats, boots, jeans, flannels. It's nice clothing. It's nice stuff.
Can't deny it.
でしょ。
Usually
だ
agrees.
からきっとこれはいい傾向よ。じゃあ定期面談はこれで終わり。しばらくしたらまた顔を出すわ。
Is she like a random drug test?
Why does just the mention of the drug test immediately remind me of the goddamn speech from the fucking commander in Hellsing Ultimate Abridged?
Uh-oh.
In the morning, you get in your car and watch as your neighbor drives by in his Porsche. Class war. And on your way to work, you realize that today is the annual drug test for your department, and you just happened to take a hit of the pipe a week ago for your dinner with your wife's horrible parents. Drug war. But then you arrive at work and find out that only your black and Hispanic co-workers are being tested. Race war. And I'll stop there. I already rattled.
4chan be like,
I already rattled off the entire Senator Armstrong speech yesterday in the recording. Don't need to rattle another speech off.
Played college ball, you know.
Play college ball, you know. That's some cushy Ivy League school. Try University of Texas. I could have gone pro if I had joined the Navy. I could break the president in two with my bare hands. Don't fuck with this, Senator. There we go. It's something amusing.
Me?
No, it's something amusing because you're laughing so much.
Yes, the Armstrong quotes.
Yeah, I'll read, yeah.
No, Senator Armstrong.
ドキドキ感があった方が嬉しいでしょ
Did I read that? Do me a favor and give a little advance warning next time. It's bad for my art to have beautiful women popping up out of nowhere. Oh, Jesus Christ! I was not expecting him to just, like, throw out a line. Working, JB slides her sunglasses back into place. With smooth, practiced movements of her hands, she steers the prancing horse away from the school. In the blink of an eye, it's disappeared into the distance.
Nanomachines, son. They harden in response to physical trauma.
That engine never gets any less obnoxious. Out of consideration for our neighbors, maybe I...
Counter-Strike.
He just plants a bomb on the fucking engine. Oh no!
Like I said, kids are cruel, Jack. And I'm very in touch with my inner
child. And suddenly the FBI comes in.
Hey, man.
Out of consideration for our neighbors, maybe I should stuff some potatoes into a muffler next time I have the chance. In any case, JB has a point. I was still the same person who'd passively devoted himself to the job. He wouldn't have developed this kind of interest in Sachi's personal life. But the opposite of it, keeping potential trouble at arm's length. Of course, in this case, my doormate's problems might have repercussions for me, but there's definitely a part of this that can't be explained by simple self-interest. Apparently, this change in my thinking is dramatic enough to take even JB by surprise. Makes sense. I guess the first problem is that I can't even tell why I'm changing. Merging students of different school years into a single classroom and giving an identical course of instruction is typically referred to as a combined class system. It's most frequently used in rural elementary schools where a low population and limited resources sometimes make it an unavoidable cost-saving measure.
じゃあこの問題は榊さんあなたが解いてみて
Oh, I'd like to give you a try.
I knew it.
I don't know what the lesson is about, but I'd love to study her.
So would I. Eagle isn't here to stop us anymore.
Yep.
We have free reign.
はい
I guess Miyama might be called an unusual variation on that system. Amina is a year ahead of me, Sachi and Machina a year below, and we're all currently being taught how to solve quadratic functions by factorization. Of course, even in rural areas, they don't tend to squash 3 years into one. You'd usually have to go to South Korea to see anything like that.
それじゃあ小峰さんちょっと難しいけど次の問題を解いてみて
Oh, I'd like to give you a shot.
A bullseye. One would say.
It could also be taken as an innuendo. Nothing inside her. That's the innuendo.
x かっこ 3x マイナス1だと思います正解さすが小峰さんしっかり勉強しているわねありがとうございます
Hold on, I need to go back real quick. No, man.
小峰さんなら国立大学の入試問題でも普通に答えてしまいそうね
taking in Sachi's effortless response out of the corner of her eye. Skaki mumbles words of admiration.
私また気づいちゃったかも。なに？ツンデレ練習機の電源でも入れっぱなしだった？違うわよ。もし本当にそんな機械あったら買ってるけど。買うのかよ。
Okay, so what did you realize?
もしかしたらサチって先生に当てられて答えられなかったこともないんじゃない？そう言われればそうなのよさ。
As of 2 days ago, I probably would have reacted with skepticism at this point. But after what I've learned about Sachi lately, this seems all too plausible.
ってことはまさかテストの点も全部満点だったり？いえ、前回のテストもそうなのですが、100点以外の点も取っています。それ見たことか。ここにサチの腐敗神話破れたり。なんであなたが得意げなのよ。ごめん、なんとなく。確かに全部というわけじゃないけれど、小峰さんの場合はケアレスミスがほとんどで、常に満点に近い数字よ。
Oh, I give you full marks. Gotta take a sip after every line.
すごい。
We could fucking watch someone make like a drinking game out of the Grisaia videos. Every time I flirt with Ichizuru, they have to take a swig and they will die of fucking alcohol poisoning by part 2. Yeah.
調子に乗ってすみませんでした。なんで謝られているんでしょう、私。察してあげるのよ。相手の遺伝子が自分より優れていると悟った時の本能的行動なのよさ。そうなんだ。でも、私的にはちょっと残念かも。
What, that Sachi's grades aren't always perfect?
そう、ここまで来たらどこまでもっていうか、こう、サチにはずっと汚れのないままでいてほしかったのよね。例えおかしいし。なんだかよくわからないですけど、ごめんなさい。別に謝らなくてもいいってば。全部が満点じゃなくても、私には到底真似できないことなんだから。
From common sense perspective, it seems completely obvious. No matter how much of a genius you are, or how much time you've spent practicing, it's difficult for any human being to maintain absolute perfection. That said, in Sachi's case, I have this odd feeling that she's only missing questions because nobody's asked her to get perfect scores constantly yet. We're just overestimating her.
でも、ユミコも言ってたけど、サチならどんな問題でも答えられちゃいそうな気がするのよね。実際、当てられた問題に必ず答えてる記録は継続中なんじゃないかしら。この学園に来てからということなら、そうなると思います。だったら余計にどこまで難しい問題なら答えられるかって気にならない？
Well, I can more or less identify with the sentiment. The girl's a curious specimen to be sure.
じゃあ実際に試してみればいいんじゃね？
Usually just walks up. How do you in which order do you disassemble and then reassemble a Beretta sniper rifle? Like how do you which order do you disassemble it, clean it, then reassemble it? Now, quick. You have 10 seconds.
そうよね。でもさ、さっちゃんが答えられないような問題を出すんだったら、少なくともさっちゃんより頭のいい人じゃないとダメじゃない？絶対答えられない問題じゃ意味ないだろうし。それならお兄ちゃんが適任だな。ああ、そっか。ユージって仏頂面のくせに頭はいいしね。
For the record, Sarpus has absolutely no relevance to academic results.
そうね。ユージの手を借りるのはちょっと尺だけど、あとは任せたわ。
Like, he doesn't even ask, he just like fucking pulls out his goddamn sniper rifle, puts it on the fucking desk, disassemble and reassemble it within 10 seconds. Sorry, what's that supposed to mean?
つまりあんたはサチの解けなさそうな問題を出す係に任命されたのよ。
Guess I don't mind giving her a test, but I shouldn't be asking her for consent before appointing anybody.
それなら私は大丈夫ですよ。
Well, I did pretty much expect an answer along those lines, but still.
というわけでレポートよろしく。私たちも手伝えることがあったら手伝うしね。もちろんなのよさ。
Alright, I guess. Since a consensus seems to have emerged, I suppose I'll go along with it. No need to struggle against the current.
そろそろ授業を進めさせてもらってもいい？
Maybe I shouldn't be saying this to your face, Sachi, but you're seriously a soft touch. There's such a thing as being too cooperative.
そうでしょうか。
Assigned a strange dual responsibility by the whims of my capricious classmates, I'm holding an impromptu rooftop meeting with Sachi to discuss the specifics. Yes, you just committed yourself to an academic stress test with no real point beyond satisfying your classmates' curiosity, if you hadn't noticed.
確かにそうですね。
Although Sachi obediently accepted words on a superficial level, she doesn't seem to recognize the situation as inconvenient. Well, if this doesn't bother you, I won't say you were wrong to accept.
その点は大丈夫です。むしろ私みたいなメス奴隷に興味を持っていただけるのは嬉しいことだと思います。
Oh lord. Why'd you pick up that phrase?
コンビニエンスストアの雑誌売り場で一番端に並んでいた本の表紙に書いてありました。
I see. I vaguely suspected as much for a while now, but it seems you're a member in good standing of the masochist community, Sachi.
自分で意識したことはないのですが、風見さんがそう感じられたのならそうなんだと思います。それにもし私が M だとしたらド S の風見さんと相性はバッチリなはずです。
She's right.
When did I get promoted to Super Sadist exactly?
いつでしょう?
Just now.
When Sachi gets like this, it really does feel like you're talking to an enigmatic maid with a deadpan sense of humor. But now that I think about it, that impression is probably misleading. The girl's defining characteristics are her earnest personality and impressive range of skills. She accepts nearly every request that comes her way. She's an excellent student, and from what I've seen, she's respectably athletic as well. In a way, she's less a maid and more the ideal personification of an honest student. But she takes it to such an extreme that it's hard to keep yourself from thinking she might be too good to be true.
そんな風に上から下まで舐め回すような視線を向けられてしまうと私困ってしまいます。
Sorry, can I smack you after all?
その場合、いや、このけだものと暴れた方が風見さんはお好みでしょうか?
Okay, I think a firm press of the reset button is called for at this point. Let's get back to topic, Sachi.
はい、どうぞ。
There's a couple of things I want to ask about before planning out this little experiment. Do you take any specific measures to prepare for teachers asking you to solve a problem in class?
そうですね。授業はテストと違って教科書の問題をそのまま出される場合がほとんどですから、一通り予習をしておけば大体のことは答えられます。
Huh. Certainly true, but studying until you can solve every single problem in the upcoming materials usually requires a practical amount of time and effort. Although she's clearly devoted. Huh?
Maybe for normal people.
Yeah. Although she's clearly devoted as well, Sachi must naturally be something of a quick learner. Alright then. Well, what would you do in a situation where you absolutely need someone else's cooperation to fulfill a request?
それは、榊さんとみちる様の喧嘩を止めろというような場合でしょうか?
Right, with a mission like that, don't you run into a dead end if you just refuse to listen?
そういった場合は、許される範囲内で別のやり方を考えますが、頼まれた内容や状況によっても変わってくるので、一概にこうというのは難しいかもしれません。
I see. I don't really tend to think of Sachi as a flexible thinker, but it seems she does consider her challenges on a case-by-case basis.
それより風見さん、今日は私の部屋に遊びに来られるということでいいんですよね。
Yeah, that was the plan, unless there's a problem on your end.
わかりました。では、また放課後に。
Right. In that case, today I'm going to be directly observing Sachi's private life. I may well provide me with some insight into what makes this distinctly unusual human being tick.
時間ね。それじゃあ今日の授業はこれで終わりになるけど、明日は終業式だから、みんな遅刻しないようにね。サチ、あんた今日は何か予定あるの？風見さんに私のすべてをお見せしようと思っていますけど。
Surprising. All of a sudden, 3 of my classmates spring to their feet as one. What, was there a tremor? Guess I noticed.
自信じゃなくて、サチの発言に驚いたのよ。私ですか？だって、すべてを見せるって言ったら、ねえ、浜根さん。その男女の関係っていうかねえ榊さん。まあ不純異性行為だと言われても仕方ないわね。
I see. The precise nature of your collective delusion is now clear to me. But to be perfectly clear, that's not what Sachi meant just now.
はい、私はただこの体が風見さんのストレスのはけ口になればと。ストレスのはけ口！やっぱりか。最低ね。
The chorus draws a few steps away from me and begins to discuss something in venomous whispers, shooting me scornful glances out of the corner of their eyes. Sorry, Sachi, but please keep your mouth shut until I'm done explaining. Listen up, alright? I'm just dropping by Sachi's room for a visit. That's the full extent of the plans she's talking about.
なんでそんなことになったのよ。
Apparently, Sachi doesn't believe in giving herself free time. I was kind of dubious, so she volunteered to demonstrate directly what that means.
なんだ、そういうことか。
Once I provide a brief explanation of the circumstances, my 3 interrogators cooled down surprisingly easily. Ominous tones or gestures all but lost interest. Not that I'm complaining, but you're strangely understanding.
だってそれ、私たちも見せてもらったことがあるから。
She has?
まあ、考えることはみんな同じっていうか、私たちもあんたと同じことが気になったわけ。
So what's going on behind the curtains?
それは自分の目で確かめた方がいいわ。きっと口で説明されても納得できないと思うから。
In other words, their own version of this field trip must have left a decidedly ambiguous impression.
一応言っておくけど、女の子の部屋では紳士的にね。
Now I'll make a conscious effort not to disrupt Sachi's private life any more than necessary.
そういう意味じゃないんだけどね。
Skaki heaves a small sigh. Makina, who's shown absolutely no interest in the conversation up until this point, promptly sighed as opening yanks on her sleeve.
安心したか？何が？
Alright then, would meeting at the lobby in an hour so work for you?
はい、よろしくお願いします。ま、勝手にやったらいいわよ。私には全然関係ないんだから。
Considering how little you supposedly care, I find it slightly odd that you've been tailing me since I left the classroom.
別に尾行なんてしてないわよ。
Ridiculous.
私の施設にたまたま
Ridiculous.
あんたがいるだけっていうか、ああ、私の部屋にも遊びに来なさいよね。
And there she goes.
Marshmallows.
I just wanted to say that last bit from the very beginning. The Tsundere lot is not a happy one.
ね さっきから何をバタバタやってるのよ。女の子かな。なぞなぞか。あまねえのくせに生意気な。生意気じゃない。てかあんた時々忘れるけど私の方が年上なんだからね。
Alright, you ready?
はい。それでは早速私の部屋にご案内しますね。
She just leads him into her room, and she has just remodeled her entire room into an impromptu sex dungeon. We're ready. What the fuck do you mean we're ready?
Sounds like something she could do.
中に入ってください。
Always has to be prepared.
Yeah. First thing that catches my eyes is a large locker, similar to the one Sachi uses as a storehouse in a classroom. It's also the only thing that catches my eye. There's not much else in the way of distinctive personal touches in here. Minimalist, if you put it nicely. Plain, if you don't. But personally, I'm just grateful it isn't some frilly abomination full of stuffed animals and overpowering scented candles.
ぬいぐるみならいくつかロッカーの中にありますよ。
You might think I'd actually asked.
ちなみに私の部屋に男の人が入るのは初めてです。
That fact. Come to think of it, I haven't even poked my head in Sachi's room before.
つまり風見さんが初めての人ということになりますね。
Try not to put it like that, where other people can hear you. Meet you in company would have misunderstood again. Understandably, in this case.
そうですね。気をつけます。
So, once you're back in your room, what's your first order of business usually?
それは風見さんと同じ。
Right, let me rephrase that. The first order of business after you change out of your uniform.
腕を上げましたね、風見さん。
At what? Also, couldn't you have gotten changed before I came over?
それが今日はお掃除をしていたので。
And why'd you have to do that today in particular?
そういえばなぜでしょう。
If you don't know the answer, I doubt anyone else will.
次に夕飯の支度時間まで勉強をします。
After changing into usual clothes, if the term can even apply to a makeup uniform, in the back, Sachi begins to unpack a range of study materials from her school bag. Alright, don't worry about me. Go ahead like you always do.
わかりました。
With that concise answer, Sachi promptly heads over to her desk.
まずは
After carefully spreading out her notes and a few textbooks, Sachi begins solving problems at a steady pace. In no time at all, she's absorbed in the task at hand. Even watching from behind, her concentration is almost startling. First of all, she goes over the problems we reviewed today a second time. When that's done, she moves methodically through everything we might possibly cover in the next class. Even as she jumps to new material and different subjects, her pen never stops. It's regular mechanical motion across her notebook's paper. If nothing else, it's quite a display of academic prowess. You study this much every day?
はい。学校の先生たちから勉強を頑張れと言われてきましたから。
That's your reason?
そうですけど、どこか変でしょうか?
Nah, strange would be an overstatement. Although, personally speaking, it seems way too weak a motivation to inspire this kind of effort.
これで今日の勉強は終わりです。
Getting up from her seat without even pausing to stretch, Sachi immediately begins to pack away her books and study aids. Next up would be preparing dinner then?
風見さん、今私の心を読みましたか?
Don't give me that utterly astounded face. You told me your schedule before, remember?
そういえばそうでした。目から鱗です。
Been a while since I heard that catchphrase. Anyways, while you're eating dinner, I guess I should.
もしよければ、風見さんも一緒に食べていきますか?
Are we alright with you?
はい、皆さんが見に来られた時もそうしていましたし、その方が手間も省けると思うのですが、ダメでしょうか?
Nah, I don't have any reason to refuse. I'll take you up on that.
ありがとうございます。
Which idly as Sachi trots off towards the kitchen to prepare the meal. Just now her smile seemed unusually happy. It was just my imagination. Whoops.
切るより人参切ろう皮を剥くなら玉ねぎの
Wait. About 10 minutes after Sachi began her preparation, I hear the rhythmical sound of a kitchen knife striking a cutting board. Within a few moments, she accompanied the steady percussion with a bizarre song, almost certainly another of Makina's compositions.
Dum, dum.
To this point, I can't deny she's given herself exactly nothing in the way of legitimate free time. Frankly, her constant emotion and eager devotion to her tasks aren't particularly different from what I normally see out of her in school. From the smell of things, it's curry, huh?
ご明察です。それに、風見さんはカレーがお好きでしたよね。
Yes. Curry was downright treasure at my old school. It's filling, nutritious, and tends to taste decent no matter who makes it. And apart from the practical appeal, it does fall into the category of food I usually prefer. But I have ever declared myself a curry fanatic in front of Sachi, that sort of enthusiastic gourmand who makes a habit of advertising his tastes.
どうかしましたか?
Nah, it's nothing. Well, there's no need to think too hard about something that trivial.
ちなみに風見さんは隠し味にヨーグルトを入れても平気な方ですか?
That's fine. I'm not what you would call a picky eater anyway. As a rule, I eat whatever's put on my plate.
尋ねる前からそんな気はしていたのですが、それだと天音さんもやりやすいかもしれませんね。
Maybe, but she complains it's less satisfying when there's no challenge.
天音さんらしいですね。
Such keeps up a natural flow of conversation without ever losing focus on the work at hand. Considering how busy she keeps herself, I don't really have many opportunities to make small talk with Sachi. So this sort of idle conversation feels a bit novel. Gotta think of it, when did you start cooking for yourself, Sachi?
この学園に来てからです。
Out of necessity, in other words?
はい。それまではおばさんがご飯を作ってくれていましたから。
Auntie, huh? First I've heard of her, but grilling Sachi about her family would probably fall in the tactless side of things. Not that long then. Seems like you're quick on the uptake.
そうですね。どちらかといえば水なしで薬を飲んだりするのは得意ですよ。
Sure, whatever.
お待たせしました。
The time it takes our conversation to run off the tracks and in total incoherence, Sachi-style curry has reached completion. Curry itself is impressively attractive, and I've got no complaints about the smell either. The salad she's added as a sort of garnish appears fresh and appetizing as well. So, as a whole, there's no reason to hesitate. Alright then, I'm gonna get right to it.
どうぞ召し上がってください。
After briefly bringing my hands together for politeness' sake, I scoop up a spoonful of curry to bring it to my mouth. I can summarize my impressions fairly concisely. It's homemade curry. Rather than the spicy variety you might be served at a restaurant, it's mild, soothing comfort food anyone could eat. But for some reason, Sachi's intently watching me eat instead of starting on her own chair. Don't worry, it doesn't seem to be poison. Go ahead and eat, Sachi.
あ、はい、そうですね。
Once I point this out to her, Sachi starts to move her spoon as well. Without much in the way of conversation, we quietly eat spoonful after spoonful of curry in our mouths. Curry in our mouths, not eat. Among other things, the acidity of the yogurt she added as flavoring tempers the aftertaste nicely, so there's no real need to pause.
風見さん、もう完食です。
So it seems. Before I know it, the reasonably sized helping she'd served me has vanished altogether.
ルーはたくさんあるので、今おかわりをお持ちしますね。
Sachi leans forward to take my plate. I reflexively reach out and drop a hand on top of her head. Nice work, Sachi. It's not often that I actually want a second helping. As I lightly ruffle her hair, a visible jolt of surprise runs through Sachi's body. You may want to clean the floor now. Anyways. Sorry. So, realized I hadn't given you my thoughts or anything. Just a spur of the moment thing. In that case, mind if I keep this up a little longer? Ready to ask for more of my praise after all? Why, do you think I've gone senile or something? Not like it's been long enough for me to forget. Sachi finally smiles. After a few more gentle strokes, I lower my hand from her head. Oh, sure. Although I know it's not much of a reward considering the effort you put into the meal. Deflect my words in a light tone of voice, Sachi heads back off towards the kitchen to refill my plate. As you could say, that's typical of Sachi, but there's such a thing as being too modest. Once the tableware has all been cleaned away, Sachi announces the next stage of her plans, carefully balancing a rubber duck on top of her head. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Thanks for the disturbingly casual invitation, but I didn't bring a towel or change of clothes. Kind of think of it, you mentioned something about that the day I moved in. Is it just me, or is there a much bigger obstacle still remaining here? Such as, I don't know, common sense? Sorry, but I think I'll pass. Normally I wouldn't have a reason to refuse, but in this case I feel like you need to carefully rethink when and why to make an offer like that. Well, at least she listens to reason, although I'm far from confident she'll actually understand the underlying problem here. You don't mind leaving me in your room alone? I don't care where your underwear is. I already know where you keep your underwear. Not exactly, you told me yourself a few weeks ago, remember? Fascinating question, but I'm not really sure why you're asking me. Hold it. Just Sachi moves to open the door, I reach out and intercept her hand. That's not it. There's someone on the other side of the door. That said, the only real question is which of the four stooges couldn't contain their curiosity. Alright, listen up. Count to 3, then throw it open with me. 1, 3, 2, 1. I'm on it. As expected, our sudden action prompts a distinctly feminine shriek. Oh no, never mind. I'm stupid. Glancing down, I find a dumbfounded Sakaki sprawled out on her backside a few feet away. And what are you doing here? Your room's on the second floor, isn't it? Why is it exactly that my classmates are such uniformly terrible liars? That's nice. By the way, Sachi's just heading off to the Grand Bath, just in case you were curious. Please, I'm staying here, obviously. Apparently somewhat relieved by this news, Sakaki lightly brushes her disheveled bangs back into place. Convinced now, surprising as it may seem to you, I'm a gentleman. Seems Sakaki has decided to trust me for the time being. He abruptly turns away and heads back up the stairs. That girl's got it tough in her own right. Can't be easy going through life with that contrary personality. I'd have a point there, sadly. Why was the scene transition so hard for that?
Because love.
Love and the peace. still hope that Trigon Stampede actually gets a season 2. As opposed to what the haters want. Okay, it's not just the eyes that are like see-through on this, it's the lips as well, so you know. 30 minutes on the dot after the incident outside her door, Sachi pokes her slightly flushed face back into the room. Got out of there without fainting today, I say?
はい。マキちゃんとアマネさんから絶対に1万数えなくてもいいと言われましたから。
I see. Apparently that brief conversation last night wasn't fact enough to reset Sachi's bathing behavior to something slightly more sane.
それで風見さんお気に入りの下着はどれだったんでしょう?
Does the dresser look like it's been disturbed since you left the room?
そうですか。
I recall, I really don't think that warrants such a disappointed tone of voice. Fighting off a wave of exasperation, I turned my attention from the untouched dresser back to Sachi to find her staring at me with a distinctly nonplussed expression. Something on your mind?
私は今見るからに湯上がりの状態だと思うのですが。
At the very least, you don't resemble a pale old man wheezing after a marathon.
しかも男性が持つ征服欲を適度に刺激するメイド服姿です。
That you are.
だとすれば、年頃の男性がとても口には出せないような烈情を抱いておかしくない状況だと思うのですが、風見さんはそうならないのでしょうか?
No, can't say it is.
なぜでしょう。私は今主としての死刑宣告を受けた気がします。
Relax, I'm not saying you're unattractive.
そうなのでしょうか?
Yeah, like I said with the bat, your problem is timing. Under the right circumstances, the sort of event you're imagining is perfectly possible. This isn't one of those times, that's all.
その見極めが私にできるでしょうか?
Not to worry, if that time comes, you're not going to be able to miss it, even if you want to.
なるほど。風見さんのお話はいつも勉強になります。
Although I'm certainly not going to guarantee it'll ever come to that. So, seems like you've finally reached some genuine free time. What do you plan to do next?
眠ります。
What?
スリープです。
Just to be very clear, I wasn't wondering about the meaning of your words.
では、今のはは
I mean, it's not even 9 p.m. yet, right? You're seriously planning to sleep already?
はい。用がないときはいつもこうですが、早寝は悪いことでしょうか?
No, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's bad, but admittedly, I'm hardly an expert on the lifestyle of students these days, but I'm confident there are many of them who make a habit of going to bed this early, especially in the case of young women. From what I've seen, you could add another 12 hours to every night and they still wouldn't have enough time. Do you not watch television or play games? No time at all for recreation?
テレビはマキちゃんが見ようと言った時しか見ませんし、ゲームも皆さんから誘われない限りはやりません。
Seriously?
はい。嘘をついたら針を1000本飲むという約束ができるくらいです。
Frankly, it's still a little hard to believe that she doesn't relax at all. But from what I see of this room, certainly doesn't seem to have much in the way of entertainment-oriented belongings. And such as personality being what it is, I guess it really was literally true.
人の言うことをよく聞いて夜更かしはしない。それがいい子ですから。
She didn't even say good woman, but like my brain just goes to Nusri immediately anyways. Man, I wish I could re-experience the Vadarumono without like knowing the story. Oops. In the instant Sachi delivers that oddly phrased sentence with a smile on her face, I finally realize the nature of the unease I've been feeling about her behavior. Pretty simple, really. She resembles me. Organizing her life around diligently following orders, she never allows herself to doubt them, let alone defy those who make use of her. What did she say? I
said, oh.
Yeah. And almost as an extension of that, her private activities are a little more than the bare minimum routines of daily existence. Same as me, in other words. Putting her about recreation is more than a little hypocritical on my part. I mean, you at least read. Looking at Sachi, I've been seeing myself, and the discomfort I felt was a reflection of my uncertainty about my own ways of life. Huh? Taken off guard by her question, I responded in an unusually feeble tone of voice. Damn it, my finger keeps twitching. Oh, this is yet another surprise. Didn't think I was so transparent that a schoolgirl could see through me. Alright, I understand that much, but what made you think I was feeling relieved? Smiling. I don't remember grinning to myself during that little internal monologue. If anything, the look on my face should have been something like surprise. But apparently something about my face suggested a smile to her. I say. I was right about one thing. You really are an interesting one, Sachi. I'll let you decide how to interpret it, but at the very least, it's better than boring, right? Sachi said relieving my anxiety would make her happy. I'm not sure I understand the exact meaning of those words, but looking back on it, this visit did inspire a mysterious sense of tranquility. Whatever the details, I don't think that can be a bad thing. Well, I guess I've confirmed the mechanics of your free time policy. Before we wrap things up, let's make arrangements to clear up the other matter as well. Yeah. We were going to see how difficult a question it takes to stump you, remember? Summer vacation starts the day after tomorrow, so we might as well take care of that fairly soon. What's your schedule like? And that's my second chart of gamer subs done. I think that's like overall 3 then. Like 3 portions.
Gamer subs plug.
Like the first one was just like one of the fucking spoons that comes with the thing, and like the second was just like one of the trial packs, which I think it says has 2 spoons in it. I'm not entirely sure though. Anyways. Does that mean you won't be heading home for the break? God.
What's wrong?
Hold on, I need to remember what the fuck the thing is called.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there we go. God, I don't even know the goddamn English, like the actual Japanese name of this character. Just because, like, for some reason, the fucking, like, I've watched this show in the German dub. Just because, like, the way that I found out about this show was via the fucking, was via like a dude talking about the manga. So I never actually heard the Japanese name of this guy, since the dub just called him Onkelchen, which is essentially just like a more cutesy way of referring to your uncle. Find the fucking name. That's not him. That's not him. That's not him. That's not him. Oh, there we go. Ichiro Mihara. In the Japanese, she gives him the nick. She calls him by the nickname Ikchan, but in the goddamn oh, it's also apparently like the manga and anime is called Angelic Layer, and apparently it takes place in the same universe as Chobits. Either way, like, I don't know why, but it's just the fact that the manga just calls him Onkelchen. No gifs of it. Oh no, never mind. There is. Like, this creepy ass old man. He's not old, but still.
Doesn't look that creepy.
Yeah, not all
normal. Not all creeps look creepy, I guess.
He is like the one that continuously gives like the upgrades to her angel to the main character. I don't even remember, like, why the fuck was Angelic Layer even made? I don't even remember. Anyways. Yeah, like I said, Onkelchen is essentially like a cutesy way of saying uncle. So he's just like, it's the uncle! It's the weird fucking uncle over the corner, essentially. He has a slightly less intimate connection with home. Might not be too surprising when you're living with a less immediate relative. Okay, so how about starting right off the bat the day after tomorrow? That work for you?
はい、大丈夫です。
Alright. Assemble in the classroom at 1 p.m. 2 days from now.
あさっての午後1時に学園の教室ですね。
Right.
ということは、私は今、風見さんと約束をしたということになりますよね。
Well, I guess you could put it that way, yeah.
わかりました。では、約束です。
Yeah, sure, that's settled. That's settled. I won't keep you from your sleep any longer. Have a good rest.
はい。すぐに風見さんの分のお布団もご用意させていただきますね。
Thanks anyway, but that's not going to be necessary. I still haven't overcome the constant unease I feel toward myself or my doubts about my lax new life in this place, but I have learned something new in the last few days. There's someone else here, like me here. For some reason, I feel like this objectively pointless little quiz game I've been entrusted with is going to yield interesting results. Not that I have any concrete reason to believe that, but it's not an unpleasant feeling. By the time I reach my room, I'm almost looking forward to it.
サブジェクトが部屋に戻ったのよ。さすがにお泊まりってことはなかったみたいね。それは絶対ないって あまねえ分かってたよな。分かってたけど一応心配したくなるの。その意味がさっぱり分かんねえけど、お前も難儀な性格だな。いいじゃない、それが女の子ってもんなのよ。
She's got a particularly difficult personality, as we all know. She's not looking at his face.
No.
She's staring straight into his abs. Like somewhere between abs and chest. Oh no. She's staring straight into like, oh god, fuck, what's it called? God damn it, hold on. Like, she's staring straight into the diaphragm. She is ready to punch him in there to immediately disable him. And to the classroom middle before the time we agreed to meet. Sachi's already waiting inside. Well, yeah, we did have a promise. Anyway, you came in uniform. Really a class rep to the core, aren't you?
原則として制服着用のことと書いてありますから。
I would probably hate this man's wristwatch. Even more than the usual wristwatches. Like, I already can't stand a wristwatch, and then there's his is just like fucking like thick ass rubber thing.
Nice wristwatches. This is a nice one.
I did not hear a thing you just said.
I said, not all wristwatches can be bad. You just need to find the right one.
I've tried multiple, like mountains upon mountains of wristwatches, and every single one of them just irritated the skin on my wrist.
Well, that's not the wristwatch's fault. That's more so just, you can't wear a wristwatch. It's just how it is.
Gonna need like a fucking like I'm gonna need like an actual fucking pocket watch with the chain, you know?
Take it out of your coat pocket. I believe it's new.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Wait. Yeah, there. I'm pretty sure Sachi is the only one who's ever bothered to read the fine print on the back of the booklet, but fair enough.
それともここはミチル様のように髪の色を脱色したりして垢抜けてみた方が良かったでしょうか。
To be honest, I'm having a hard time picturing you as a bleach blonde tsundere.
でしたら夏休み中もこのままで行かせていただきますね。
I'll leave that to your discretion anyway. I guess the first question is how you should go about testing you.
はじめはキスの練習からですよね。
Please give me a coherent explanation of how you arrived at that conclusion.
すみません。年下の女の子と二人きりという状況を風見さんが意識されているのではないかと思い、私なりに場を和ませてみたのですが。
I appreciate the thought, but your jokes tend to have the opposite effect.
不思議です。風見さんに言われるととてもショックです。
I don't know why, but I'm looking over at like his tie for some reason. My thought process is just like, wait, do I remember how to tie it, how to do a tie? Like, I think I can remember it, but it's still a pain in the fucking ass. Things have already taken a dubious turn, but there's no going back now. All right, guess I'll choose some questions from material we'll probably be learning in the fall. Feel like starting with any subject in particular?
そうですね。数学でしたら昨日それなりに予習してきました。
Not mathematics then. I see. In that case, let's start with math and see how far you can go in a day's worth of studying.
よろしくお願いします。
Wasn't the fucking task to find a question that you can't answer? So why are you going with the subject that you studied for?
unthinkable.
Alright, next up, there's the square root problem. Think you can handle it?
これで合っているでしょうか?
Correct. As soon as I start actually offering her problems, I'm startled all over again by Sachi's academic skills. All the questions I've given her are from sections of the textbook we haven't learned in class yet, and she's solving them with apparent ease. Now, that doesn't change when I start mixing in my own original problems either, so it's clear that she didn't just mindlessly memorize the textbook. So, what, did you study this yesterday as well?
はい、そうなります。
Just how much did you get through?
そうですね。自分ではこの教科書に載っている部分は一通り勉強してきたつもりです。
Sachi delivers this line with her usual calm smile, but if what she's saying is true, she's mastered nearly an entire year's worth of material in a single day. Yes, that would explain how she's been answering problems we won't be looking at for months so easily. Just for reference, what time did you get to bed last night?
寝ていないということになると思います。
You pulled an all-nighter? Plausible in Sachi's case, but I've got one very simple question. Why did you feel the need to try that hard?
テストがあるならいい点を取れるように頑張るのが普通なのではないでしょうか。
Sure, but that's hardly a reason to stay up all night.
そうなのでしょうか。
An admirable display of dexterity, Sachi tilts her head to the side in confusion, even as she's nodding her consent. I had similar thoughts about her ridiculous daily preparation for class, but this only confirms my impression. The girl puts in unbelievable effort for the flimsiest of reasons. True, you can wrap everything up by just calling Sachi diligent by nature, but I have a feeling that her behavior has something to do with why she's in this school in the first place. Well, whatever the case, I have to admit you've taken me by surprise here. Didn't expect you to be quite this impressive.
そう思っていただけたなら頑張った甲斐がありました。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the range of problems you've solved already would be more than enough to amaze the
という
others.
ことはテストもこれで終わりになりますか?
Nietzsche and company asked me to find Sachi's limits. As long as she's continuing to answer the questions correctly, it'd be premature to end the testing. Well, as long as it's alright with you, mind playing along a little longer?
はい。風見さんに満足していただけるまで何度でもお相手させていただきます。
Are you doing this on purpose? By the time the sun touched the horizon, Sachi had worked her way into questions from next year's math curriculum without a single mistake. And so we agreed to suspend texting for the evening and continue tomorrow.
おかえりなさい、風見さん。
When I returned to the school grounds after my daily running session, Sachi greets me with broom in hand. Sweep the courtyard today, I say?
はい、夏休みに入ったので学園の敷地内を全体的にお掃除しようと思いまして。
Not that diligence is a bad thing, but it seems like you're in the middle of some chore every time I run into you.
風見さんが少しだらけた方がいいとおっしゃるのでしたら、クラス委員らしい範囲でだらけてみますが。
Are you really capable of that?
境界線の見極めに3ヶ月ほどお時間をいただければ。
In that case, I think I'd rather see you working hard like always.
そう言っていただけると助かります。あ、それからよろしければこれを。
Trotting over to a bucket full of ice sitting in the shade of the tree, Sachi retrieves a bottle of water and brings it back to me. I was waiting for
風
me.
見さんがランニングに出られたのは知っていましたので、勝手ながら用意させていただきました。
I see. Thanks, appreciate that.
いえいえです。
With a few words of thanks, I accept the plastic bottle from Sachi, then drop myself onto a nearby bench and quickly gulp it down. Tasty. Looks like a plain bottle of water, but there's a bit of lemon juice and the honey added for flavor. Another thoughtful touch on Sachi's part. Typical that the girl didn't say anything about the extra effort she put in. When I mention it, I've gotten some of that praise she likes so much. Considering her request for compliments, Sachi doesn't exactly flaunt her accomplishments. Then again, that clumsily selfless side of her personality is probably part of what makes her impossible to dislike. As I'm pondering these matters, Sachi returns to her cleaning.
カイト、革靴、燃えるゴミ、燃えないゴミも燃えるゴミ。
Hey Sach, can you maybe give this particular song a rest?
思わず口ずさんでしまいたくなりますか？
Nah, to be very frank, it doesn't really work for you. I may chiefly singing gruesome jingles as she cleans this. Just too surreal.
ですが、この歌も著作権フリーだから掃除の時に歌ってほしいのよさ。と、マキちゃんにお願いされている
Right,
ので。
I get the picture. Looks like I'll have to take this up with the budding songwriter. But either way, you really seem to enjoy sweeping.
そうですね。まだ小さい頃にお母さんとお父さんから褒めてもらった私唯一の特技みたいなものですから。
Your parents sound like nice people.
はい。私はお父さんもお母さんも大好きでした。
Past tense, huh? This is the first time I've heard Sachi talk about her parents, but her expression visibly softened when she mentioned them. Putting aside her pathologically honest personality, I can tell from the look on her face that she's not lying about how much she loved them. Come to think of it, I did have one other acquaintance who enjoyed cleaning up, although it was a long time ago. Come on, what does it look like I'm doing? I'm picking up the trash! I mean, next time I come here to play, wouldn't it be nicer to find the place clean? She was the sort of kid who'd actually go around picking up the garbage scattered around the playground after playing. I think she was younger than me, but her sheer energy and forceful personality made it feel like the opposite. The girl was a genuine tomboy, constantly laughing and running around. Pretty much the polar opposite of our docile maid like Sachi.
どうかされましたか、風見さん。
Nah, it's nothing.
そうですか。
But still, it's pretty unusual for me to remember something from before I met my master. Since my memories before that point are pretty much all ones I'd rather erase from my mind. In the otherwise quiet classroom, the constant movement of pen and paper is the only real sound. After lunch, Sachi and I pick up the testing where we left off yesterday.
あ、風見先輩、今変なところ見てませんでした？
Oh no, she tried to adopt a different personality. Sachi suddenly covers her chest with both hands as if only now realizing that I'm watching her.
もう、私の学力を調べてやるなんて言って、本当は別の目的があったんじゃないですか？
Do I have a new fucking mosquito bite? I'm about to stab something. Nope. Whatever I was about to stab is safe today. Continuing in the same tone, she offers me a coquettish smile. And what if I am?
いいですよ。風見先輩がどうしてもって言うなら、女の子のこと、私が教えてあげます。
She broke character. Spurred on by the intimate atmosphere of a one-on-one meeting, a younger girl sums up her courage and makes a flirtatious approach. Normally, this is exactly the sort of gift horse no red-blooded man would think twice about accepting, but wonder why I'm not getting even slightly in the mood.
可愛い後輩が頑張って勇気を出してるのに、その反応はないんじゃないですか？
Okay, you can stop the act.
わかりました。
Once I give the signal, Sachi's attitude snaps instantly back to normal.
やはり私の演技力不足が原因でしょうか？
Nah, if anything, I think you were a bit too convincing. If I didn't know Sachi, I'm pretty sure I would have bought that as her real personality. But since I do, the contrast is kind of bizarre.
となると、羞恥心をかなぐり捨てる勢いで熱演したのが裏目に出てしまったかもしれませんね。
Do you have any sense of shame to cast aside in the first place?
何を言うんですか、風見さん。羞恥心の代名詞とも言われる私を捕まえて。
Not sure if I agree with you there. In my experience, shy people don't generally take their clothes off in front of others.
それは恥ずかしいことじゃないじゃないですか。
Does she seriously believe that? The girl's definitely something else. Although in this case, that's not necessarily a compliment.
それよりどうして先輩心をくすぐるちょっとわがままな後輩になりきってくれなんてお願いをされたんですか？
Right, I guess it was sort of my modest attempt at getting back at you for coming so well prepared.
テストの予習をしてきてはいけなかったのでしょうか？
Well, the point of this is to determine the limits of your academic ability, but the more you study, the more those limits go up, right? At this rate, the testing might never actually end.
なるほど、そういうことだったんですね。
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm giving her problems even harder than yesterday's, and she's still working her way smoothly through every question.
すみません。私、そこまで気が回りませんでした。
Nah, it's my fault for not saying anything about cramming for her, and just try not to approach this quite so seriously from now on.
はい、わかりました。
I briefly drop my hand on Sachi's head as we speak, and soon receive a smile in return.
それと、参考までにお聞きしたいのですが、
What?
先ほどの具体的な指定は、風見さんの好みと考えていいのでしょうか？
Nah, it's just that the younger women I've known tended to act something like that.
それをどうして私に？
Well, when I was talking to you in the courtyard earlier, I remembered one in particular. It struck me that this girl was pretty much the exact opposite of an obedient mate type like you. Like you, Sachi. I kinda got interested in seeing if you could pull it off. If I'm being perfectly honest with myself, the part about tickling the hearts of older men might have been tacked on for other reasons.
そういうことだったんですね。
Yeah. So anyway, that's not particularly my type or anything.
わかりました。
Apparently satisfied with my explanation, Sachi closes her eyes and nods deeply. It's a very familiar gesture, but it's rare for her to ask this many questions of me in the first place. By the way, what do you think about that sort of person? When I asked Sachi's thoughts of an extension of this little experiment, she paused for a moment before replying. The expression suddenly grows serious.
やっぱり、わがままを言うのは悪いことだと思います。
Bad thing, eh?
はい。
I noticed before that Sachi's judgment tends to be delivered in simple black and white terms. In particular, she has something of a habit of dividing things between the good and the bad. I'd always thought of it as a minor quirk, but from the strange emphasis she placed in those words, I'm beginning to think it might be a central part of her worldview. Well, I guess that's enough of a break. Let's get back to the tests.
わかりました。
Deciding to refocus on the reason we're here, I cut off our meandering conversation. Sachi responds by promptly returning a notebook to a fresh page of paper.
では、この続きはどうしましょう？昨日のように一つの教科書を順番に解いていきますか？
Now you need to play Dota 2 and reach like the highest rank in competitive within a day. Impossible. Now I'm gonna jump a few steps and start giving you problems for material we are not scheduled to learn at this school.
さすが S の化身と呼ばれる風見さんです。従順な後輩にも容赦がありません。
Don't really have a choice, you're just that good.
今度は明らかな褒め殺しです。こうして飴と鞭を使い分けられていくうちに、私は風見さんに籠絡されてしまうんですね。
Okay, that's more than enough of that. I'm giving you the problem now, alright?
はい。
As the scenery outside begins to take on the orange tint of early twilight, Sachi's pen comes to a halt after the last problem of the day. Solved it?
答えは出たのですが、合っている自信はあまりありません。
I'm seriously uncertain about a problem yet, but let's see. Picking up Sachi's notebook and compare her work against the answer in the collection of problems.
どうでしょうか？
It's correct.
それなら良かったです。
Apparently Sachi's lack of confidence was genuine rather than an attempt at modesty, judging from the way she slumps back in her chair with a relieved smile. From the look of things, she might finally make her first mistake tomorrow.
今日はたくさん頭を使ったので、少し疲れてしまいました。
In that case, let's take it easy for a while. For a little while, I'll buy her something to drink.
それでしたら。
What, if you want some soda in particular, better say it now.
いえ、そっちのリクエストではなく。
Head pats. Hesitantly bumbling vague words, Sachi doodles small circles around on her notebook paper. I see, so that's what this is about. Taking an educated guess from Sachi's attitude, I gently bring my hand to rest on top of her head. Are you good today, Sachi? And this time, I begin to slowly stroke her hair back and forth. Sachi lets out a quiet sigh as her eyes fall closed. Must have tickled a bit. I make the same face every time I do this, you know that? Reminds me of a kitten having its face cleaned by its mother.
それだけ愛くるしいということでしょうか。
By which I mean you're just that defenseless.
そうですね。今の私なら無条件降伏もあり得る場面です。
To what? Alright, that's about enough.
はい、ありがとうございました。
Finally stop petting Sachi once my hand grows warm from emotion. She responds with a polite little bow of thanks. Kind of an odd request though. Not like having your head stroked is going to help with your fatigue, is it?
そんなことはありません。風見さんの手は栄養ドリンク10本にも勝ります。
That a fact. Impressively forceful and earnest words, although I can't say that makes them any less bizarre. But still, I've got to watch my step around this girl. Lately, these little petting sessions have started to feel oddly pleasant on my end as well. Alright, so we're done with the testing for today. You have any other plans?
7時からマキちゃんと一緒にテレビを見る約束をしています。
In that case, let's get back to the dorm before she starts throwing a temper tantrum.
はい。
The instant we entered the door, Machina's shouting in our faces, almost as if she foresaw the exact moment of our return.
あれ？まだ約束の時間には早いよね。ところがどっこい。今回はお届け物なのよさ。
As she speaks, Machina holds something out to Sachi.
このマグロマンの宿敵カルビ将軍のストラップがつけられた携帯ってサッチンのだよな。そうだけどこれどこで？さっき晩ご飯前のお風呂に行ってきたのだけれど湯船の中でダイビング決めてたところを保護したのよさ。へえ、携帯もダイビングするんだね。
Maybe you just dropped it when you were cleaning.
あ、さすが風見さん。中村さん顔負けの名水入りです。
Who the hell is Mr. Nakamura? Putting aside that particular mystery, it's pretty surprising that Sachi didn't realize it was missing.
で、それを見つけたところまでは良かったのだけど、この携帯完全に黙秘を決め込んじゃってるのよ。
Going on the water is probably going to be fatal unless you have some special waterproof model.
それなら
Accepting her cell phone from Machina, Sachi gently slides it inside her clothing.
なんで懐？ほら、温めたら電源が入るかなと思って。
Just to be sure, that was an attempt at a joke, right?
そこを突っ込むのは野暮ってもんなのよ。ちょっと天然入っちゃってる感じがサッチンの魅力なのだから。
I see. Alright, Sachi, forget I asked.
なんでしょう。私の伺い知らないところで自分のキャラがどんどん解約されているような気がするのですが。大丈夫大丈夫。大体合っているし。そうなのかな。
I'm sure your image is important too, but I think you should be more worried about getting a replacement for that phone as soon as possible. Never know when you'll really need it.
そうですね。早めに電気屋さんへ行ってみます。
With those words, Sachi retrieves the dead cell phone from her bosom and returns it to its usual place in her pocket.
で、どうする？せっかくこの場に居合わせたのだから、お兄ちゃんも一緒にテレビ見てくか？
I can't say I have any plans, but
だったら一緒にマグロマンを応援するのよさ。
never again. Never, ever, ever again. Twin Fish Man is a Sunday morning show, right? And importantly, wouldn't it be kind of creepy if I really did start cheering on fresh fish superheroes with you?
全くです。
I'll peel you like a banana here and now, you bogus maid.
大変です、マキちゃん。私今明らかな低層の危機に直面しています。
You sure as hell aren't acting like it?
お？私のぺったんこな胸に渦巻くこの感情は何なのよ？よくわかんねえけど、こう大事に育てた娘をどこぞの馬の骨に取られた46歳父って感じがするのよさ。
There's no such thing as a woman who hates being complimented. One day, when I casually complimented my master's appearance, she praised me in return with those words. From what she told me, the rule applies even to women who claim to dislike flattery. Sometimes complaining is just another way of reacting to happiness.
Yuji.
Hello there, Michiru. Your famous trend trails are looking particularly good this morning.
はあ、いきなり何言ってるのよ。あんたなんかに褒められても全然嬉しくないんだから。
Michiru, whose gimmick is a prickly tuna attitude, may say this. But judging from the way she's happily playing with her hair, she skips up the stairs. I don't think my master spoke in error. I'm pretty sure I picked up a knack for this sort of thing unconsciously at a fairly young age. Playing outside for hours at a time to escape the awkward atmosphere at home, I developed a sly habit of integrating myself with the other kids through lavish praise. Awesome, I can't believe you could do that. Oh, you got 100 points on your test, that's amazing. Or whatever else I seem to call for. Looking back on it, I was kind of a creepy little brat in that respect. But as long as I kept up the compliments, nobody tried to harm me, and or even some eccentrics who'd actively play with an otherwise gloomy little introvert like me. Okay, watch carefully. Here it goes. Hiya! Well, did I pull it off? Thanks. I don't think it's that amazing, but today's the first time I managed it. I wanted to show you first, you cunt. Of course, since I'd always thought of myself as the worthless scrap left over after the foundation of my genius sister, I was probably pretty sincere in believing everyone I met superior to me.
Ohayou gozaimasu, Kazami-san.
Yeah. And here we have an exemplary personification of my master's teachings. Given an open choice of any reward, Sachi specifically requested my praise. It's probably safe to say she fundamentally longs to be complimented. Oh, right, that doesn't work here. God fucking damn it.
それで、今、風見さんの頭の中では、みちる様がどのようなあられもない姿に
I'd love to hear how you arrived at that question.
みちる様を見送った後の風見さんが、何やら難しい顔で考えているようでしたので。
Let me get this straight. You think a complex expression on my face means I'm indulging in obscene delusions?
はい。
And sometimes I wonder if she fundamentally longs to be smacked upside the head.
話は変わるのですが、今日のテストも1時からでよかったですよね。
That's right, but like I said yesterday, no cramming for this one.
はい。午前中は昨日のお掃除の続きをやる予定になっていますから、予習をする時間もありません。
You're still making the rounds?
自分が使う場所は綺麗だった方が嬉しいですから。
With those words, Sachi pumps her fist slightly into the air, still clutching her broom. It's because she's able to wear this uniform more frequently during vacation, but the girl seems to be turning it into even more of a maid by temperament. Well, devoting yourself to volunteer work is all well and good, but make sure you don't give yourself heat stroke out there.
はい。熱中しないように他のことを考えながら頑張ります。
I think we're gonna have to check up on her later for safety's sake. Well, before 1 p.m., a harsh, familiar electronic buzz from my breast pocket interrupts the leisurely afternoon. JB, huh?
No.
After a moment of faint electronic noise, I hear a low, steady voice on the other end of the line. Like, she's just like, is there anyone with you right now while your secretary is sleeping next to me? Her tone is enough to tell me that there's a phone call from our superior, not my guardian. No worries, I'm by myself at the moment. Judging from the hurried way JB is speaking, it seems this particular call may not have been planned in advance. Something serious might have come up unexpectedly. Do we have some troublesome on our hands? In other words, you want me as insurance in case things go south. I'll be ready in 5.
Dota 2.
He just needs to finish the queue real quick.
Real?
He just started a match. He just needs to, like, grief his entire team to death. Just feed into the enemies constantly. Don't thank me for a job, it's bad luck. Anyway, why do we need me? Affirmative. Placing the black cell phone on top of the desk, I quickly begin to change into my work clothes. Well, that's crappy timing. I don't have any problem doing the job I'm paid for, but I had plans with Sachi in the immediate future. I can't just call to let her know since her cell phone's out of commission. Please be in the dorm. I throw open my door with a little prayer, startling Sachi as she's sweeping the lobby. Sachi! Good timing!
What?
Sorry, I don't have time to play along with you stupid jokes right now. Yeah, I just now got called to work. Important job came up out of nowhere. As Sachi remembers those words, there's a clear shade of regret on her face. It's one of the more easily comprehensible expressions I've ever seen from the normally poker-faced Sachi. No, I'm not cancelling, but I need to change plans a bit. I hadn't been planning to say anything of the sort, but I found the words coming out of my mouth naturally. That kind of look on her face probably had a lot to do with it. Yeah, JB said the job's gonna be quick, so I should be back in a few hours. Alright, wait for me at the usual place, Sachi. Let's say 5 p.m. Slightly late. She must have some other plans for this afternoon. If I mean, there's a possibility I'll be a little late myself, so don't worry about it. Yeah, that's a promise. I'll definitely make it.
He never comes back.
She's fucking dead in the ditch somewhere.
Dota 2.
Can you decide if you want to play it or not?
Average Dota 2 experience.
The average Dota 2 experience for me is just custom games. Like, whenever I start the game, I don't start it to play the game. I just start it to play the custom games. After giving Sachi a quick pound on the head, I immediately rush out of the front door. Eyes fixed on my cell phone screen, I follow the directions JB sent me to the letter. When specifying a rendezvous point through electronic means, the instructions are always split into multiple parts in such a way that it's impossible to determine the end location without cross-referencing every message. Apparently, this is a security measure of some sort, but it's an incredible pain in the ass for the person actually receiving the orders. As I draw near to my initial destination, a second set of instructions arrives. The map attached to the new email bears a single red dot. There we are. Overlaying the map with a visual scan of my surroundings, I determine that the point in question indicates a small public park. This isn't my first time in this neighborhood, but I never knew there was a park here. I met that kid on a park not too different from this one back in the days when I was a gloomy brat without any real friends. My sister was a prodigy, especially as an artist, and the most I could do was stay out of her way, so I made a daily routine of heading off to a public park with a playground located a few miles away from our house. Went out of my way to choose one a good distance away. Killed a little more time walking out and back. Better still, nobody there knew who I was. And was idling around in that playground, I didn't have to deal with people comparing me to my older sister, and I didn't have to listen to my father's vicious insults. I guess you could say it was the closest thing I had to a safe space. But the days spent playing with sand by myself didn't last that long. One day that girl marched right up to me. I don't remember much of the conversation except for the conclusion. Okay then, let's play together. Wasn't asking either. Without giving me time to think it over, she pulled me around that tiny park all day long. She was an unbelievably pushy kid, to be sure. Laughed and smiled more than anyone else I'd ever known. But she never asked me more about myself than I wanted to tell. In other words, playing with her wasn't too bad on my end either. Before I knew it, I was heading to that park specifically for that purpose. Of course, that only lasted a short while before that day came, but I think that kid was a major reason I was able to endure everything I was going through back then. Okay, this really isn't the time to get all sentimental. As if to reinforce the point, a white minivan with a subtly different atmosphere draws to a halt a little ways away. Living with what?
I have no idea. Just living with something.
Living with sister, monochrome something or other.
Oh, he jacking the porn.
That is actually a porn game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
I
Living
knew
with
it,
Sister,
though.
monochrome
It's
fantasy.
a gooner.
Oh right, I forgot that someone added me on Steam.
Caught in
for some reason.
4K. It must suck.
Like, I don't know who this man is, but someone added me on like fucking Steam. There is a Toho GIF on their profile, and that's about it. And like a Doge in their info.
Hell yeah, I love douche.
Only 3 badges. Level 10 somehow. I guess I'll fucking at the man. Sure, why not? What do you want from me, kid?
Cougars have to stick together. It's a tough world out here.
Well, apparently Vic is playing Dota with one more person. That I don't know. Anyways, take care of the job first, think later.
はい、到着。お疲れ様。
Sure. Roused from a half-unconscious state by JB's voice, I remove my sleep mask and step out of the car. Appreciate you dropping me off at school and all, but I've got to say this car's a little too conspicuous. Noisy on top of flashy.
そこが羽馬のいいところじゃない。
Oh, hell yeah. I love JB.
This outfit is way better than the ones you wore earlier. Then again, I think it is very well documented at this point that I have a thing for the like confident businesswoman outfit.
Oh, I do too. We're like birds of a feather.
Yeah, but we like it for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. See, we diverge at the reason that we like it.
Same coin, different sides.
Exactly.
I don't think I'll ever understand your sense of aesthetics. Well, I guess she's probably not alone. I can picture Amina's eyes gleaming with enthusiasm.
うん。
Heaving a small sigh, I glance to my side where JB is currently peering through the gate into the school grounds. Looking for someone in particular?
ほら、今日は誰もお迎えがいないのかなと思ってね。
Figured as much. Look, JB, I do understand the urge to mess around with the younger generation, but I'd really appreciate it if you could resist the impulse to make my life harder.
何よ。人がせっかく女性関係を潤してあげようとしてるのに。
Hey man, you can add a little spice to my love life.
If you're that concerned about my libido, how about you help me out?
怖い。青い衝動の餌食にならないうちに、お姉さんは退散しないと。
Giving me a little shove on the back as she passes by, JB slides smoothly into the driver's seat of the car.
それじゃあまたね、ユージ。
Hold it, woman! Or not.
Hello.
JB really lives for these little visits, doesn't she? Since she took me directly and back a good 15 minutes before 5. I'll be in plenty of time to meet up with Sachi. No reason to show up in my work uniform then. Might as well change first. Especially since we know at this point that the man often, during these missions, wears a goddamn diaper under his work uniform. That'd be awkward to just stand there in the classroom in like a cleaner uniform while wearing diapers. That'd be fucking weird. Huh? When I arrive precisely on time, I find the classroom completely empty. Pretty unusual for Sachi, who makes a habit of showing up the exact time specified. Got a thing for it. She did say she might be a little late. Guess I'll wait for a while. Okay, she's really late. Half dozing in the chair, I flop down onto some time ago, I mumbled to myself and glanced up at the clock. It's a solid hour past the time we agreed to meet. At this point, you'd expect some sort of contact. Might as well see if any of the others know anything. Made a return to the door, and Makina's standing by the shoe rack. The instant I push open the door, she swiftly hides something or other inside. I'm not going to tell you not to play pranks on Michiru or Sakaki, but keep it in moderation, alright?
寮内の誰しもが持っているユミちゃんとチルチルのハプニングシーンが見たいという潜在欲求。そこにつけ込む私は悪い女なのよさ。
Right, sure. Fascinating. On a different note, do you know where Sachi went?
はい？お兄ちゃんこそ今日はサッチンと遊ぶ約束をしてたんじゃないのよ。
That was the plan, but I waited for an hour after the time we set, and she never showed up.
それはおかしいのよ。サッチンはその身をマリアナ海溝に沈められたとしても絶対に遅刻しない女なのよさ。
Right, which is why I thought something else might have come up.
できることならそういえばと言ってあげたいところなのだけれど、私は何も聞いていないのよ。
Sure you didn't ask her for a favor or something?
今日は見てないのよさ。
I see. Which doesn't look very promising, but just in case, I should try our other classmates as well. Sorry, Makina, but can you help me round up the others?
あいあいさ、キャプテン。
Fortunately, the others three were still on the dorm, so it doesn't take long to collect everyone in the lobby. Sorry about the sudden meeting, but do any of you have any idea where Sachi's gotten to?
さっちゃん？そういえば今日は午後から見てないわね。私も見てないけど。
How about you, Sakaki?
小峰さんなら3時過ぎくらいに寮を出ていくのを見かけたわよ。
それは本当なのよ。
ええ、制服を着ていたから今日も風見くんと勉強するものだと思っていたけれど、違った？
Hard to say. We promised to be in the classroom at 5, but Sachi's never showed.
それはおかしいわね。
As soon as the words leave my mouth, the three voices respond in an easy chorus. Apparently, I'm not the only one more than a little surprised by Sachi blowing off a prearranged meeting.
あのさ、一ついい？
After a moment of silence, Michiru raised her hand tentatively into the air. What is it, Michiru? Some relevant information come to mind?
情報っていうか、この問題を一発で解決しちゃう方法があると思うんだけど。
We can't call her.
言っちゃ本当？やるじゃん、みちる。まあ、大したことはないと思うんだけど、私ならではみたいな。
I see. By all means, please share your insight with us.
ふふユージにそこまでお願いされちゃ仕方ないわよね。いいから早く言えよ、パツキン。キおお、すっげえ睨まれた。いい？一度しか言わないから。みんな、食いしばってよく聞きなさいよ。
食いしばってどうするのよ。
ズバリサチの携帯に電話すれば一発解決間違いなしよ。どう？すごいでしょ？ってあれ？みんなしてなんでやっちゃったみたいな顔してるの？実際やっちゃってるからじゃね？嘘。
もしかして松島さんの案ってそれだけだったの？
そうだけど、私何か変なこと言った？
変なことというより、その案はみんなを集める前に試しているのが前提なんじゃない？
うぐ。
In the first place, Sachi's phone is out of commission at the moment.
サチの携帯壊れちゃったの？
Oh no. Like, I'm not surprised to see Final Fantasy 14 online Brian Rot popping up in my Steam, but I wasn't expecting it to be Blood Kitten. I was expecting that to be my brother, if anything. In fact, he is currently playing Final Fantasy 14. God damn it! I just wrote him on Discord just saying addict. Yeah, I was discovered diving in the bathtub just last night.
したのよさ。へえ、 れはさすがに知らなかったな。あはあはは。
Wait, hold on. That's pants? I thought that was supposed to be a skirt, but nah, that's fucking pants. That's puffy ass pants. This bitch coming in here with the goddamn Landsknecht pants. Why is the first thing that shows up when I put in Landsknecht into the GIF, like Discord GIF thing, this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. This meme is so old at this point. I don't even remember the name currently. Actually, hold on, fuck. This actually bothers me a little. Coffin dance. It's just coffin dance. I'm fucking stupid. Dude. Anyways, a weak attempt at a smile plastered awkwardly across her face. Michiru shrinks before her eyes.
みちるにしては目の付けどころは悪くなかったんだけどね。いいのよ、あまね。どうせ私は三島崎一不幸なツインテールなんだから。
ずいぶん狭い範囲の一番ね。
まあ、そうへこむなよ、チルチル。人生そんなに悪いことばかりじゃないのよさ。あんたに慰められると余計惨めになるのはなんでだろう。失礼な。私がなけなしの優しさをかけているというのに。
Maybe it was a mistake to bring these people into the discussion in the first place.
でも、そう考えたら結構まずくない？さっちゃんと連絡がつかない状況なんでしょ？やっぱ警察とかに連絡した方がいいのかな。
私たちにとっては一大事だとしても、数時間いなくなった程度では警察は動いてくれないわよ。それに小峰さんだって子供じゃないんだし、この時間から警察に連絡というのは少し大げさすぎるんじゃないかしら。
She did tell me she might be late for one thing.
それならなおさらね。
Nodding with evident conviction, Skaki closed her eyes. Objectively speaking, her argument is definitely reasonable.
榊さんの言う通りかもね。
Michiru and Makina seemed to reach the same conclusion. The group looked silently in my direction, anticipating a decision. Okay, let's wait and see for the moment. If Sachi still isn't back by this evening, I'll get in touch with the principal and ask her about the next step.
そうね。それが一番いいと思う。私もそう思うのよ。私も。
Alright then. Okay, I'm going to head back to the classroom and try waiting for Sachi there. But I'd like a volunteer to contact me in case she comes back to the dorm instead.
じゃあ、その役は私がやるのよさ。
I don't trust you for a second, Makina. This girl is going to like get distracted watching TV and fall asleep on the couch and not notice that she comes back.
私もマキナとここに残るわ。さっちゃんのことは心配だしね。それなら私とユミコは外を探してくるわよ。
勝手に決めないでもらえるかしら。
そんなこと言ってどうせ一人で行くつもりだったんでしょ。
それは。
Since these four have spent considerably more time living with Sachi, there's no question that they understand her better than I do. Considering that, there's no need to refuse their help when it's voluntarily offered. Sorry for the hassle, I appreciate this.
お兄ちゃんも大船に乗ったつもりで任務を遂行するのよ。
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna be an asshole. We're gonna end it here.
状況セーブ
Oh.
Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Hope you enjoyed.